journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, we're looking at Tesla here, and it has made a new high on the year. We made a high back here in September the 29th at 471, and we did hit 474 this morning. Let's just bring this up on the hourly chart, and you'll be able to see that. You see, we did make a new high off of that move right there. So we did take that out. This was with really bad news coming out of Europe that the sales were slumping badly. Well, they were slumping downhill because you can see, or slumping uphill because this stock is still very, very strong. And rightfully so. Hold on one second. We'll get on to the next one that we have to pay attention to here, and that is the gold market. You know what? I think what we better do, we already covered most of the stocks that I wanted to cover. Here's the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ. Let me get it up here on the hourly chart so we can see where we've been. And there's our high right back in here. Here's our action so far. There was the gap that we left here on the 24th. You see, we haven't even come close to that. All we've done today is just bounce around into this area right here. The target we were looking for was 26,385, and the high was 26,399. It's couple hundred points below that, but there's not much to say about it because you can see here, even on the back off today, it did very little, to say that it wants to go down. Someday maybe, but not necessarily in our lifetime. All right, now let's take a look here. I've got a few things that we really need to cover. Some of the grains, because they've gone basically ballistic. Hold on here, and we'll get the gold up here on the hourly chart because we were waiting for gold to come up here and make this. Hold on one second. You see, we wanted it to get to this level here of 464, and of course the highest we got, which was Friday, we got up to 460, and the high today, all we got was 446. That's what we've done. So this is still in chance because we've made a double bottom in here. But if we go below here, this is telling us that we're probably heading down again. Remember now, folks, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-day rally that we have going on in gold. And if you look at this from a really long standpoint, there's your 382. You've been here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So any more weakness to the downsides thinks that we're heading lower. And remember that if we look at this on the longer term daily, our price objective is right there, right around 37.50 is what we're looking. This is what I think is happening right now, is a 382 retracement right here. And if you were to look at that, you can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4-day rally into a 382, which we did hit once. And there it is. That tells us we're getting down into this here around 35.55 to 3,600 in this. That would only be down $800. That would be the biggest correction we've had in gold since it started going up in December of 2016. So that's where I think well, before we do that, we've got to drop another $100 to get below 3,900, and then we'll be heading towards this level right here. If we look at silver, you're going to be seeing pretty much exactly the same thing happening in silver that we have going on in the gold market. Let me get the silver up here, and it should be right there. You can see it's still heading down. There's where we are right now with the silver. You can see there was your 382. That's what we're doing so far today. So that also is telling us we've taken out Friday's low, and that means we are still heading down here in the silver. So that's still in a negative mood, okay? All right, the next one we're going to take a look at here is the crude oil. We've got to cover the currencies because they've hit some pretty significant spots here. But there's our crude oil. We'll do the hourly because that's what we were putting on the video when we sent it out early this morning. You can see here, we've come up here several times here. We've hit the 1, 2, 3, 4 times. We've hit the exact 61% retracement. This little pullback right here, very minor, and look, it's back up again. This is highly indicative, folks, that we want to go higher in the crude oil here. The reason why is you've got higher over the last week or so. Look at this. You've got strong, higher bottoms. Look at this. Very much stronger. Look. Very strong. And what do you have? You have higher tops. That's a sign of a trend is going up. So I'm assuming we're going to be getting up at least to this area here, to 162, and that's just the 786. If we get above here, then you're talking about a serious move to the upside, because you can see it doesn't take much if we get above that level to get above here, because we have this move right here. We came down 5 days and stayed right at near the 382 and 50%. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 days right there. Today, not, still higher, but still going up. That would tell us that it looks like we're going to go a little bit higher. That's the way it looks. That seems got a lot of power in it too. So I was saying, if you're going to do anything, buy the 382, because it's been holding up, relatively well. Let's look at this today on the hourly. Let's just do a 13 minutes to see if we can find one here. Okay, move it over there. And there was our low, was right there today. Let's see what that was off of the high. Well, I can tell right now it was 50%. So that's going to be, there it is right there. Your 382 comes in right here. There's your 50%. And then, of course, you have the big run. The difference here, folks, is only $24. So, $240. So it's certainly acceptable that you would be buying here with a stop below there on the crude oil. All right. Now let's move over to the currencies, because we had some big things happening. If you remember, we were talking about this on the daily basis. Now let's get this up here so you can see it. Now here's where we are. We've had a big move down. We hit the exact number right there, folks. There's where we are. We're now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days down. We hit the exact 786, almost to the exact tick, folks. They missed it by 12 pips. And here's where we are now. We moved up about $300-$400 from that level. Not very much to write home about, but at least it did start up from that level. All we've done now so far today is, you can see how we made the 382 here and then came down one more time. What do you think we did again? We did exactly the same thing. Get the other high up here that we can see it. That's the one you want to see, is right there. And you'll see the next high that we had came in again, right at the 382. So the market is still in a downtrend. It's not turned yet, but it's trying. Also, the one that looked the most interesting from a daily basis was the British pound. And as we come up here and take a quick look at that, I don't think it's made new lows, because I had my limit order in to buy it, and I don't think it got there. So let's see where we are. No, it has. There it is right there. See, we're actually still trying to get up. Now, there was the low we made. There was the low we made on Friday. You see, we had a higher low in here. See, I thought it would get to that level. We haven't got there yet. We missed it by just a little bit. Now, this is an ABCD right to the downside, okay? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days down in this one. So it's due to rally. And if we look at it on a real short-term basis, you can see we've got a little bit of a rally that's going on right now. As a matter of fact, it's interesting now because we just completed. Remember, these currencies really jump around a lot, so they're
sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN. educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is a chart out of the Gartley book. Shows the price of the most popular stock in 1929, which was RCA, Radio Corporation of America. Remember, we had electricity going just about to all the homes, even in the farmers' areas. And so everybody had a radio, and that was the big deal. And the stock went from 27 all the way up to 555, where it split 5 for 1. In a matter of 4 years later, 29 to 33, it went bankrupt. It went bankrupt twice during the Depression, first in 33 and again in 36, I believe. And then it came back again and is still in business. It keeps reinventing itself. But that's what we're watching here as we see this. You can see some of these moves we've seen are very simple. This was a crash. We went from 555, dropped to 150, folks. You dropped 400 points in 2 weeks. So that was the big drop. And of course, the market bottomed on the first week of November 1929 and then rallied here until April the 1st of 1930 and then went down for another 5 years. And it took 29 years for it to take out these highs in the stock market, folks. Let's move on here. I think we had another one. Well, that was it that I wanted to show you with that. And just to give you an idea that things have happened in the past, tend to happen again, but maybe not the way we think they're going to happen. Okay, so let's move on here. And people ask me every day about the margin and stuff, folks. All I know, it's going to end badly, but when is anybody's guess. Okay, here is the Treasury bonds. You can see this is the hourly chart on bonds. I said we're getting ready to make an ABCD down in here. You notice here that we hit the 618 and we bounce a little bit. Now we're still heading down. Okay, it's been bearish. There was a move right here. We rallied up, and it should have stopped right there, and it didn't. It rallied just a tiny little bit. That was on Friday. There's that little burp that was Thursday, and I believe that was just a heartbeat away from the exact 382, as I recall. Yeah, misses it by about 6 pips. So, and then we've had 3 lower highs. You can see that. So we're still trying to make some type of bottom in here. The only other bottoming thing that we have is right here, down another half a point at 116. At 116, you're going to have several places where if you wanted to try the bonds from alongside, There's your first ABCD. There's your second one coming in here. That's going to mean you're going to be looking over the last 4 days. You'll be looking at a 3 drive to a bottom pattern coming in right about there in the Treasury bonds. That's around 116.23. That's down about another half a handle from where we are right now. That's going to be, there's the 3 drive. There's drive 1 on the 30th, the 31st, and then today is the 3rd. So there's the number, 116.24. If you want to take a shot, that's only $500 away. And it's going to have some pretty good support because that's going to be your 78% level on the daily chart. If you look at that, you'll see it. There's where it'll be. Well, that's going to, well, there's below the 382 right now. So right there would be your level right here would be, there's a number right there, 116.24. That's a combination of all these patterns coming in on the smaller time frame. Okay. That's what we're watching. There it is right there. So keep an eye on that. That should be, it's coming down very quietly too. It's not anything exciting or anything like that, but it's still coming down, and therein lies the rough. Now, the grains, as we all know, the Chinese decided to buy wheat after all. I'll bring the wheat chart up because it's been, everybody realized that they finally put orders in on the wheat, and I believe it had a correction up, hasn't really corrected at all today. Here's where we were on Friday. We had the pullback right there. There it was there on the 31st, 382 pullback right there. And then the market is continuing to go higher. It looks like we're going to get up into this area right here. This is the first time that China has bought wheat from us, folks, in a year. So they're shopping around, either trying to spend some money or they actually need the wheat. The soybean meal, I haven't looked at it, but I can't look at it because I got out way too soon. And I get a lot of flack from a couple of my friends about that. But, that's the way it is. Sometimes you have chicken salad. Sometimes you have apricot salad, whatever I mean by that. Okay, now see if we're still going higher. Oh, we actually are down a little bit today in the meal. We've been up for, I think, 13 days in a row. And there was a buy signal. This is the same type of signal you're looking at in the bonds. There's nothing more than a ABCD right at that level. Has a pretty good rally. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's the whole key. And I don't know anything that works all the time, with the exception of just buying stocks and just holding on to them forever. Then that does work. So that's what we're paying attention to here today. Now let's move on over here 1 second. And I want to get together with you to show you the soybean oil because we're getting close to that number we've been waiting for. And bean oil, I think it was trying to get there today, but it just missed it by a heartbeat. But watch this one, folks. It's still got a chance to get down to this level here. Today we missed it by, how much did we miss it by? The low came in at 48.27, so we came within 40 pips of where I really wanted to buy it right there. And that's a big run, folks. That's a $1,000 move in soybean oil today. So that probably means that I missed it by a little bit, but there it was. Yeah, 48. Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. Let's look at this on the small amount, and you'll see what happened. Whoa, there, look there. Oh, here. You gotta love this, folks. What I always talk about when you get a move like this, what do you look for? Raise your hand, Johnny. What is it? Oh, it's a 382. So you pull it up like that. There it is right there. And from there to there, folks, is $700 straight up. Actually, $800 straight up. So that's what we missed. That's what had to be watching on that. So it works on stocks. It works on everything if you just watch for it, folks. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to be coming out with soon, verifying how this works and what are the key factors to watch for when you're looking at this. It's a number of bars up in this leg. In other words, you don't want it to be too soon. You want it to be just right, and that's what you have to look for. You want odds in your favor. That's what we're always trying to do as we look through here. Now, we've had a question from someone about the corn, and I haven't looked at corn in a long time. Here's Christmas corn. It was still going up, and it's still going up. You can see it's even higher today. Looks like we're heading up here to 450. That's another 16 cents higher. From there is where we are right there. Now let's move over and see what we did here. Okay, we had a nice run here, and then we had a pullback. There's your pullback right here. Let's just see what that was. We already know what that is, don't we, boys and girls? There it is, exactly to the tick. 382, boom, boom, boom. The reason why it works, folks, is simple. Take out your calculator and type in 0.382. and then hit the square root button. And what does that tell you? 0.618, and then hit it again. And now what does that tell you? 0.786, and then hit it again, 1.27, and hit it again, 1.618. And there you have the secret to how these numbers work. And why they work, I don't know, but they've been working for a long time, and I don't think they're going to be changing much since that time. I think we've about time for a break here, as I recall. Let's get this out of the way here. And window top vertical. We'll be back in just a minute, folks. So we'll take a break and see what we've got going on here. Okay?
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, this is the chart of the NASDAQ going back to September 2nd, which was a Key Bradley date. There's a Key Bradley date today, too, folks. This happens to be a full moon coming up tonight. Anyway, you can see there's where we were Friday. There's our gap on the 24th. The ABCD measured to 26,378. The high was 26,399. Today's high was a little bit lower, somewhere around here, 62. I think just right around 260, 260, I believe, was the low so far, the high so far today. Now, also, I did the E-mini S&P, and this is what we're watching here. You see this number here, 6843, folks? You'll never guess what today's low was, 6845. And this is the key. So if you stay here, we got last week, and then this is this week. We have these two numbers up here. And if we gap below that, then it's sayonara. Well, that's Japanese for goodbye, but who knows if that's going to happen or not. It hasn't happened yet. Looked like it was going to happen this morning, but it didn't. Okay? Now, we've done the NASDAQ. Here's the Russell. We've already gone through that. There was the 382 for that was last night. Okay? Then it came all the way down here and then rallied back to up here. So that was what happenings with the Russell last night. And it did have a little bit of a bounce. And then the Dow Jones, there was the same thing. There's where we were with the Dow. Then it came all the way back down again and made another new low down in here. And now we just backed up and just made a 382 again on the Dow Jones just a few minutes ago. As a matter of fact, I think I mentioned that we should look at that, and we will if I can just find it in just a quick time frame here. There's where we are right here. Oh, we missed it. I thought we were going to get there. We haven't got to it right there. That was the 382 off of that big high. That's the really big high that we made. I don't know if it made an ABCD here or not. It looks like it pretty much did, didn't it? Shut the front door and raise the rent. And there it is right there. Just made an ABC. Whoop, that's wrong because it did it wrong. Let's do it right. There's the high. There's the low. There's the ABCD, and you can see it misses it by 427, misses it by about 70 Dow points, and that's what we've done so far is bounce up just a little bit from that level. All right, so let's move on here, and I wanted to make sure I covered all of that. Now, the reasoning why I'm watching this so very closely, folks, is because back in 2009, I was looking at a market like this, 3 drives to a bottom, perfect, and there was the Bradley model right there, okay? Now, what I'm looking at right now is the very same thing, only turned upside down. All I have to do now is find that little Bradley chart, and it'll show you what I'm talking about, if I can find it. Oh, shut the front door. I don't know where it is. Well, that's what it's doing anyway. Let's see if it's in the group of charts in the newsletter for sure, but I don't know which one it is from that. Well, wait a minute. It might be right here. Let's just try it right there. I think there it is right here. Okay. There's the Bradley model where we stand right now. There's November 3rd, and it says it should be down. It doesn't say how much. It just said there should be a downtrend from there to there. There was your September low right there. Remember that low? And the market kept going higher and higher and higher. Well, today's the 3rd. It had lower highs, but still went higher. This is a key trading date, and it should go down here until February. That's what it says it should be, and I believe that's what our good friend Stan the Man Harley is looking at too. So it's got a lot of things, and if you looked at the ABCD pattern on the upside, we've looked at that every day now for weeks, that's what we've been making, and we're going to find out if it's going to work or not. But it takes a down move to get it there, and it hasn't happened as of yet. We need to get that S&P below 68.43, and I'd like to see it close right about where it is right now, and then stay there all day, and then tomorrow morning gap down, and then that'll leave an island reversal up there, and that is not a good pattern, folks. When you got an island reversal like that, it's about as bad as, here, I'll just show it to you what it looks like. This is Carvana with a island reversal. See how everybody buys it, closes in the low end of the range, and it gaps down, and you can see this is where we were Friday, so it's probably still going down even with that. So that's what the kind of pattern is. It's very rare. You can see it here. Here's a 3 islands. You see three together. But this is even worse because it closes in the lower end of the range and then it goes down. But it's a very rare pattern. That's why it doesn't happen. Well, that's why it's rare, because it doesn't happen very often. Hello, operator. You don't have to figure that one out too much. Okay, we've had a question about Apple. Let's get this up here. And because Apple's earnings they're talking about 150 billion in the first quarter or something like that, which is always nice. And we'll take a look at this and we'll see where we are. Hold on. Well, everybody that bought it down here, like I recommended, you're doing okay, with the exception of the fact that it is a bad bar. This is not good. You can see here's where we are with the Apple. We had this move to the upside here. I don't know if it made an ABCD or not. It looks like it did. Let's just double check here. Now there's the ABCD. There's the 1618. Let's see where the ABCD measured to. And that'll tell us where we are. Yeah, we did. We got there. Yeah, we sure did. 275, and the high was 277. Yeah, it's 267 right now in the Apple. Okay, so that's what we're paying attention to on that. And we'll move this out of the way here. And we'll see where we are here. The S&P still is struggling to go higher, and it's still looking good, folks. I'm just watching it now from the side of my eye here, because this is the key part here for me, because if it does do this, there's your 53. That's why I said, remember 48 or 43 was the number. We get below 43. I'd like to close it right in here and then gap down below that. That means that everybody, well, just about everybody that's bought it since October 24th is not doing too well. I mean, there, you draw it in right there. That's it. You can see the line right there. I mean, just about everybody, unless the people bought it today. I mean, none of these people that bought it, nobody from the 29th to the 31st has any profit in it. But no, that's not me. I'm just looking at what the prices are telling me. Okay. All right. Now we have another question about platinum, which I don't trade very often, but it's been a precursor of what's been going on with the gold. Let's get the platinum up here, because it was also here's the same thing. Here's shut the front door and raise her in. Just a minute, boys and girls. There's where we are right here. Here's platinum, and you can see today's high didn't quite get as high as yesterday's high. There was an ABCD right there on the daily. What we'll do is we'll go down to the 4 hours, so you'll see it really clearly. There it is right there. There's your A, B, C, D coming in right there. Clean this out a little bit so we can move this over a little bit. Let me get rid of these numbers, because that doesn't help anything at all, and unless you're a mathematician, and I'm not. So there's your ABCD pattern right there. You take out that, see how you took out a high by just a little bit? And I'll bet you a nickel that was 50%. I can see just by eyeballing it, that's what it was. Yeah, there's your 50%, and now we're still heading down here in the platinum. So we'll take a little break here. When we come back, we're going to take a look at a couple of obscure currencies, starting with the Japanese yen and Canadian dollar.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is the Canadian dollar. Remember a few days ago, well, 2 weeks ago, we were selling it short right up here. There was your 382 retracement. It made a little more than $1,000, making that 382. And we've gone up and we've almost matched the high. We came within 10 pips of making the exact same high. And it's backed off a little bit from that level, but that was your profit objective right here. You're only risking $300, made 3 times that. So that's what you're looking for. So now let's take a look at the Japanese yen. This is the one that if things are going to get rocky somewhere, this will show up. So we'll get up here. You can see here we're getting close to our number, not very far away. Here's where we are. This is the dollar versus the yen. I think we can get up here one more shot up here around 157. That's about 3 handles from where we are right now. Just move this over and see, there's what we're looking for, 156 to 157. We've got this gap in here. Let's double check to make sure that that is a gap because I might have missed something. Nope, that is the real gap. Oh, yeah, it has to be because that's that October 2nd deal. And there's where we are. We should get up to this level right here. We're getting close. As you can see here, we're only about 1.5, well, 2.5 points. Actually, yeah, 2.5 points from the high right up in here. And one more big move like this and we'll be there, and it should be a lot better. Looking at this on a long-term basis, you can see here we had all that resistance up in here, and that will take us below the 7.8, above the 786 a little bit because we are almost at the 786 as we speak today. So, boy, you have to pay real attention here, folks, because you know what Mr. Einstein said, mathematics precedes geometry. This is geometry. This is mathematics, okay? So that's what we want to be watching. These numbers right here are mathematics. These lines are geometry, so we got to pay attention to that. Just a little bit higher. I'm going to put my beeper in here because I think it might just get there and not go through because that's a big difference here of 2.5 points. It's going to have to really get moving to get through that level here on the yen. All right, now let's get back here. The stocks are still moving up here. We got the S&P up around 23 points for the day. The Dow's down 190. The Nasdaq's up at 170, so it's everything still moving up to the right direction. So let's move on here, and we want to talk about one other commodity, and that is live cattle. We haven't looked at it for a couple of days. We've been bearish. Let's see if there was a sell signal today that might have given us some indication here. First, we'll start out with the hourly chart. And, well, we're close. Let's see where we are right now. Here's the chart of the cattle over the last few days. And so you can see the numbers coming down here. This was a limit down move, and we missed this one, folks. That was our live trading day. Had an order setting right there. And I missed it. Went 10 cents, $3,000. Then it went straight up here from there. And you can see where we stopped was exactly at the 382 from the high. Just probably right on the money here. And then today, we're almost back there again. So this is another spot that should have some pretty strong resistance here in the cattle at 32.72. But it's up 3 points so far today. There was our move here on Friday, and that was a Gartley pattern here in the cattle. So there's your A, B, C, D coming in right there. That's probably, you got a gap. Let me refresh this here, folks. Got to fix that gap. Well, that is a gap. So that means we're going to go higher here, folks. So don't go selling it now. That's the wrong place. But we've got an ABCD that's going to come up here to the 618 right there. There's where she's going to go. That's up another 5 cents. So there's where you want to be watching your cattle. This is going to be the first major ABCD on the downside, folks. Remember, Gartley said on page 222 of his book, find the first A, B, C, D in the bear market and sell it. You could even say this was the first one right here, and that one would have worked, but this is the really bigger one because it took this many days. This only took 3 days. This is taking a whole week. So watch this number. I'm going to put that beeper in so I don't forget it this time, and we'll be watching that one very, very closely. All righty, and then we'll move on here, and we'll take a look at the hold on, once I did soybean oil, I did the corn, beans, coffee. Someone's asked about coffee today. I don't know why, but they must like coffee. There's Christmas coffee. Let's get the daily up. That's been really bullish, but rolling over. Let's see if it continues. Ah, there it is. There it is where it is. So we had the ABCD pattern right here in coffee. And these are huge moves, folks. 270 to 434 in copper, folks. Or coffee, that's 26 times, that's a $10,000 move, folks, in 3 months. And then you can see what's happened on this last move down here. You can see there was your ABCD to the upside. There's your 1.27 expansion. And then the market comes down and stops right here. So just looking at simple numbers, you've got to consider this is a really important low. So you want to go back and just double check to see if that happened to be a 382 retracement, and it misses it by how much, boys and girls? 1 penny. It misses it by 1 penny, and then you can see we rallied. Wow, these are monster moves. Anyway, there it is right there. That makes this a 1-3-5 pattern coming in pretty closely. If we were to find the difference between the 1, 3, and 5, pull that over like this, move this up to right about there, pretty close. And that would have been a good place to take a pretty good look at it. And if we blew it up just a little bit more and get rid of it one more time, you could see that this last pullback was probably just right at the 6 to 1% retracement, just a tiny bit below it. So there's, you got higher bottoms, higher tops. You're in an uptrend, and that's why I would have been a buyer here. And boy, it really took off. Let's just check and see the old 382 action today, folks, to see if it gave us any chance at all. Okay, there it is today. Let's move up. Oh my God, I can't. This is Friday. This is where we are today. Okay, here's Monday's action. All right, there we are early this morning. There's our low that we had on Friday. So let's see if that comes in at the old 382, just for kicks and giggles. No, it misses it. How about this one right here? There it is. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. Well, it misses it by, oh, shucks, hold on. The old computer gets a little squirrely sometimes. Oh, it comes almost exactly, well, it's pretty much exact. It comes within a half a penny, and now it's rallied 10 cents. Okay, you're buying it here, folks. That's a 10 cent. That's a, what? Are you kidding me? That much is it? 10 cents, 20. That's a $4,000 move today in coffee. Shut the front door and raise your hand. This one here, you have an ABCD right there. You can see the clear ABCD. If you take that low right here, if you trade coffee, there's your low from Friday. There's your ABCD, and it comes in at 382. There it is right there. Let's just double check. See how close it is to being exact. And there it is right there. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But by golly, when it does work, it's a thing of beauty, don't you think? All right, let's move on here for a little bit. You know, this stuff works on the downside too, folks. If the stock market ever does turn down, I'm going to be there. Let's take a little break. 877-927-6648, and we're going to talk about something sweet when you come back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Folks, this is Sugar the Sweet. And if you don't think they're going to eat candies and stuff like this for Christmas, you're wrong. There's a big weekly going back a long, long time ago. I have to tell you a quick story. I want to go back here to 2016. Get it over here so we can get up here. There's where we are, 2016, right there. We had sugar trading at 25 cents. And Cy Monley was a friend. He'd worked for Rich Anderson, and he came to me and he said, I'm really bullish silver. It's going to go to 35, and it was sitting right there. And I said, I don't think you'll ever see a tick above 24.10. And the high was 23.90. And he said, you're kidding me. And I said, no. I said, that's it. And if you went back and looked a little different, he didn't do anything with numbers, of course, but he became one of my very dear friends. But there's where we were here, sitting right there on that number there it was right there. And I said, I don't think it'll get there. There were a lot of numbers in between here, but this is where we were. And we were here for 3 weeks, and he kept saying how bullish it was and bullish it was. So why isn't it going up? And then you can see what happened. And it had a big drop to the downside. And he became a method trader of looking at this. Now we're looking at sugar on the long side, and it looks like it's a pretty good deal right now. The low so far has been $4.19, so only risking about $500 on this. So I would be buying sugar, folks, right there. That's 68, and you have to put a stop in at 113.88. So you're risking about $800 to own a couple tons of sugar. I don't know how. Well, it's in pounds. Sorry about that. Anyway, that's what we're watching here today. So listen, live every day in an attitude of gratitude. Tomorrow we're going to have Norm Winsky. He's asked to come on. He's got something special astrological. We have a big full moon today, and that's going to be interesting too. So we'll have to listen to what Norm has to say. So we'll see you on the flip side, and may God bless.